All right, so this is the very first time I have changed my mind on a launch color of a device. This is also the very first time I'm recording a video with the Galaxy S25 Ultra, so I'll probably be able to give you some idea of what it's like versus the iPhone after this video. But this is my Galaxy Watch 8. I hate to say it, but I have actually changed my mind on the color choice, which is crazy. I always choose the launch color when it comes to devices, but I have actually changed my mind. And the issue is as much as I've tried to use this all day, every day, yes, it matches my wrist well. The color is good, but this silver color, as pretty as it is, it just, I don't know what it is about it, but it just looks, and forgive me for saying this, too utilitarian for me. I try to look at it all day at work, and again, I know you can't see my perspective exactly, but like the dark face here really contrasts with this new Squircle body, and the more you look at this Squircle body, it just looks off. There's just something about it. So I've gone to the store, I looked at the other color, which I'm going to show you now. The titanium color, or whatever they want to call it. And we're going to give this one a try. 40 millimeter. I wish I could get the 44 or the classic, but it would not fit my wrist. As you can see, my wrist is already big. I think this titanium color with the correct dark watch faces on it really just looks better. It has a much more premium, classy look to it than this just pure silver. And you may disagree with me, but given the bezel on all these watches, I don't know why we have to have big bezels on watches. And I know I'm going to be one of those people too. And why can't we just make a watch that doesn't have a giant bezel on it, or at least half the size? Like, maybe there's something I don't understand, but by the way, this is the one feature I miss about Galaxy Watch. With all the customization you can do on the Watch 8 and all the faces and all your own pictures and everything, the one thing I miss the most is this display. Not the display, but this. See how it changes? When it goes on, it kind of animates and the lights turn on. And this changes with the time of day and sunset. So when the sun goes down, it has a sunset. When the sun is up, it's daylight. And when it's dark, it's this beautiful lights on New York City picture. I've looked and looked and looked for something that matches this on the Galaxy Watch, and I have not been able to find it. I really miss that. But other than that, the 40 millimeter Galaxy Watch versus the 42 millimeter Apple Watch. Now, Apple is obviously measuring diagonally. This has, on average, I would say a little bit more screen real estate than the Apple Watch 42 millimeter, but they are quite the same. And there's the 42 millimeter Series 11. And the Galaxy Watch. So like I was saying, with that bezel, just the way the screen is dark and these bright colors, as much as it matches everything, it just, the contrast is off and it looks more utilitarian to me than like a premium device, especially with this new Squircle design. So let's take a look and see what we got with the Watch 8 in this new color. So without further ado, I am probably going to return the one that's on my wrist here. Oh yeah, also I went to the Samsung Experience store. There's the bag. And I bought this. Outrageously overpriced, but I want to try the white band on the darker titanium color and see how that looks with my lighter watch faces. I have that palm tree on there. It's beautiful. So I'm going to have some dark watch faces and some light watch faces. There's the titanium. Take it out. So first off, recording on this S25 Ultra autofocus I found to be way better on Samsung than Apple. Now that's not to say Apple doesn't have its own issues, but yeah, much darker color. Sapphire crystal, LTE. I don't know. I don't think the video is going to convey it well, but the dark color just has much more premium aesthetic to it. And it's not too dark that it's like minimizes itself. And also with this black screen on there, it blends much better, I think. There's the band. Oh, that went terrible. Okay. To get the knife out. Autofocus is definitely much better on the Samsung. The Apple really has trouble autofocusing. I don't know what the heck the deal is with their camera. But Samsung, I can already see some color issues. Little bit, not bad, but there definitely are some. So this is how you get the watch band. Before I open this all the way, I think I'm gonna take this one off. Well, first let's put the black color on this one. So I've learned since the past one. Okay, press. Really hard press. There's that dark titanium color, or whatever they want to call it. Much more premium aesthetic in my opinion. So here's the light one. Here's the buckle. Buttons on the side. Now I usually wear a white shirt for work, but take this off. And the dark one. Gotta hold that power button for a long time. Powers up. There's the dark color. Dark buttons on there. And I'll obviously have to go through setup and everything, but just to get a look at both the watches. There's the dark color. Here is the Apple Watch. The Starlight Band. All right, so I can talk about this compared to the Apple Watch as well. So at work, I have been using this Galaxy Watch, and there's a couple things I have to say about it. Number one, Google Gemini is much better than Siri. It can actually answer questions, unlike Siri, who can't answer questions. And I do use that quite a bit at work, actually, to say, hey, text this person, or hey, call this person, or ask a question about a product or thing somebody is asking about. So I really appreciate that. In terms of calling, the Galaxy Watch, I think, has 10%. I think the Apple Watch, I've talked to people who have Androids and Apple's devices, and the volume is okay on the Galaxy Watch. It's not anything like crazy mind-blowing. I think the calls volume is like 10% less as loud as the Apple Watch. I think the Apple Watch gets a little bit louder. The vibration motor, I hear, is really put in deep inside this device in order to accommodate for all these new sensors that the Galaxy Watch has. So it's not as strong, and I definitely have to set the vibration motor to long vibrations. I can't just do short taps. I have to do the long vibration in order for it to get my attention. Apple does the haptic feedback and vibrations better. Now, in terms of messaging on this, go up, you scroll up. Now, there's a bunch of different features on this. So Apple, when you pull up, I think it's just the... I don't even remember, but this one, here's all your apps that kind of appear in this thing. Now this is Watch8. Spotify, you can put a bunch of apps on here. The ones that it sees you using most start to appear up here once it learns your usage patterns. Messaging on this is just through Google Messaging. And the interesting thing about it is, so I can go here and I can dictate a message. I talk to it and it just sends it right away, which is quite interesting. Or I can have the keyboard. You bring up the keyboard, you can type. When you go in there, you scroll up to have your different options here. So this is swipe typing. I'm not sure Apple has that option. I don't know how many people swipe type on their watch, but I use dictation the most. And dictation seems to be pretty okay. It's not perfect, but it does work. So messaging is decent. Calling, there's two buttons on here. You have a home button and a back button. Calling works pretty good too. So I go to my recent, the bank called me today, so I could just tap on to call, or I tell Google, hey, I don't say it, but you hold the top button to activate Gemini, and it just goes and calls the person. It sometimes takes a second, which is okay. But the other feature I really like about the Watch8 is this feature. Google Maps. All I do is activate Gemini, and I used it for the first time today. I had to navigate to two places. I said, directions to Best Buy, whatever city I'm in, or directions to MTZ Auto Sales, or directions to Walmart Richfield. You know, wherever I'm ending up going, I literally hold the button, I say, Gemini, do that, it opens maps. It automatically knows I want to open maps, and it just starts navigation right on the phone, right on the watch. And it's actually amazing because on the watch, it talks to you. It gives me turn-by-turn direction just as it would be on the phone. It also displays the map right on the watch like it would display on your phone. So you can literally drive, turn your watch over, and you can see on the map where you are and where you need to be heading to, just like on your phone. It's actually really, really useful. So I really like that navigation guidance feature. I think it serves a really good purpose on here. In terms of step tracking and health monitoring, the Galaxy Watch seems to be quite obsessed with your health and automatically monitors everything. Since I put an average 21 to 23,000 steps on a day, that's going to Samsung Health. Steps, not today's day off, obviously, but I go to steps, distance, all that. I don't think I can get to the history on here, but it measures everything all day. Like all of a sudden it'll see that I'm walking fast for 30 minutes straight or even 10 minutes, and it'll say, oh, you're doing a walking exercise. Automatically records that. Automatically it records everything automatically. So it seems to be a bit more aggressive than Apple's health tracking system. You can turn that on and off as you please. There's not really a big deal to it if you want less health monitoring. I don't use any of the like special health monitoring this has to offer, like the sleep score and like antioxidant levels, I think is one of the advertising features of it. I don't do any of that. It's literally a step tracker and exercise tracker with a calling and messaging device. And the most important thing is that I don't need my phone. That is the whole point of this watch. I don't really like the Bluetooth versions because I need to have my phone with me. So the issue is when I go to work, I put my phone in a locker and I don't want to use it. It's safer than being in my pocket. It's a brick that I have to lug around all day, and I'm running around club to club or running around in the club all day. You know, I need to call people, text people. I literally do all of that right from the watch now, since it's LTE enabled, as you can see there. So this becomes my phone. That is the point of the watch, and I really appreciate that. The brightness, let's talk about the brightness for a moment. Apple has a lot better optimization in terms of brightness level. The Galaxy Watch, as much as I like it and as much as the auto brightness tends to work, it's not as good as Apple. Apple, it chooses a little bit brighter profile and seems to monitor environments a little bit better than the Galaxy Watch. The Galaxy Watch is always a little dimmer than I would prefer it to be. Now, I know I can set manual brightness, but I don't really want to do that because I want it to adjust to the environments that I'm in. That's one of the things I like. So as you can see, the Watch 8 slimness and the Series 11 slimness faces, these are both the smallest versions you can get. Now, one thing I do have to say, watches have a break-in period of about a week. When I got my Apple Watch, the battery life was trash. After a week of learning your patterns, it starts to optimize sensors and its battery life to where this does last a whole day. Now, when I was going to work, putting this on in the morning at 9, 10 o'clock if I'm working night shift, and I work until 11:30, 12 at night, I get off and I come home, and this Series 11 42 millimeter on average was having 44 to 39% battery life on it. And it would depend on my call and text usage. Some days I would have a lot of call time, like 45 minutes to an hour of call time. So let's say the Coke machine went down one day. So I was on the phone texting the Coke guy, my Coke connection, and texting and calling him in order to get our Coke machine fixed. And then, you have another issue and I need to bring a manager over. So I got to call a manager, and I text other managers all throughout the day. And it's just kind of what we do. So it definitely depends on that. This I've owned for less than a week. The battery life out of the box for the Galaxy Watch is really abysmal. It lasts maybe half a day because it's really pushing those sensors like crazy. So what I'm hoping is that Samsung is smart enough to learn the battery profile. When I set this watch up as a new watch, this one specifically, I hope it remembers and ports in a remembered battery profile from this one, and I don't have to wait and go through that battery learning period. That's annoying, because now when I bring this home, I put it on about 9-10 o'clock if I wake up in the morning to do night shift, and then I come home around 11:30, 12 o'clock is usually when I get home from a night shift. 37% you can see. So I did some navigation today. The watch hasn't seen me use navigation before, so it probably has to get used to having location on. So I don't have Bluetooth on or Wi-Fi on or anything, but that little cloud symbol there tells me that it's remote syncing to my phone through the Samsung account. So that definitely takes some battery, but just mobile data. Oh, I don't know why it just disappeared. That's weird. Signal isn't very strong here at this house. It's pretty abysmal, actually, and I'm on the Verizon network. So yeah, so I'll come home and it'll have about 25 to 30% on it. It depends on my call and text usage, but it just has started its learning pattern. I'm about 4 days into its learning pattern, and as I go, it will remember more and more. And get better battery life than what it does out of the box. So overall, I think it's good. I like that it has more screen real estate. I like the multiple customization options. So this is one of my faces. These are all my current faces set up. That's just a picture. That's just a picture. That's just a picture. This one I'm going to do on this watch because of the darker build. That's a GIF, so I really wanted that nighttime mode like I showed you on the Apple Watch, and this is a GIF of like there's traffic moving in this. It's kind of cool, but it doesn't really work with this shiny silver and this white band. It just, the dark backgrounds and the way this watch squircle is set up, it's just weird to look at. I don't know how to describe it, but especially this light color with this dark screen, there's something just off about it. So it feels bad. I really don't want to have to give it up because this is the launch color, but for the first time ever, I am giving up that launch color because I just think this dark option looks better. So there's your simple design. That's just your classic design. This one has a bunch of different 3D designs that go through it. It's kind of cool. That's one just kind of an easy one. That one's just a simple one. And I've tried, the reason I have so many faces set up is because I can't find a face that I like on this watch. The design is just weird. It just doesn't blend well, in my opinion. The color needs to be different, hence this. And again, on video, you probably can't get a good idea of it. I should probably take some video in the daylight and show you the color difference, because this lighting's weird and the camera's recording weird. But you can see the dark band on my wrist. I know I wear a white shirt for work, but overall, you don't really get an idea of what your preference is going to be until you get your face customized and set up on here. So that's about it. So that's pretty much a Galaxy Watch 8 review. The comparison of colors. I'm going to get this watch set up and comparison to our Apple Watch Series 11. Samsung, you need to make some sort of animation like this. That alone, that one wallpaper animation alone is what sells me on this Apple Watch. In terms of the two ecosystems and picking one over the two, I would not get too nitpicky, to be honest with you. They're both good. They both do things equally well. If AI is something you're really into and an assistant that's actually useful, I recommend not using Apple. I don't think I can just navigate in Google Maps. I never tried it with this watch, but the Siri thing, I asked it to show me a picture of a dreamsicle, and it could barely even do that. I can ask Gemini. So I asked Gemini kind of a harder question. Well, not a hard question, but here. What colors is the Galaxy S26 Ultra rumored to come out with?
Rumors suggest the Galaxy S26 Ultra may come in silver, gold, black, and a bold orange, similar to the iPhone 17 Pro's cosmic orange, along with a possible green shade.
That's a nice answer. I like that. That's not something Siri could answer because I don't think Siri even goes into the internet. But the fact that this can go into the internet, take summaries of searches, and then give you the answer is right off Google's, website. So then I can go like this. I was in the car and I wondered how long Best Buy was open. How long is Best Buy in Richfield open today? It depends on your network. Oh, there goes my Apple Watch.
The Best Buy located near Richfield, MN at 1000 West 78th Street, Minneapolis, Minnesota 55423 is open until 9 p.m. tonight, Thursday.
There you go. There's your answer. Now, granted, my network connection kind of sucks here, so it takes a minute. But when there's better network, it goes a little faster than that. So, all right. I think that's it. Galaxy Watch 8 review with 2-color comparison and Apple Watch comparison. Actually, let's do this real quick. This is one of the launch colors for the Apple Watch. I also like the Starlight Band better. The color more matches what I wear for work, and that darker white just seems to blend better with things, whereas the Samsung one is just pure get you right off the earth white. It's just white. Yeah, my iPhone's not active. Speaker. Button, home button, that goes to the apps. You can hear the haptic feedback. This button shows you your settings window. If you swipe up, that's kind of your just shades, pages or whatever. Home, swipe down, notifications, swipe right. Nothing, left, nothing. So that's Apple Watch. This one, you can hit complete because we're done with that. Google notification, hit home, down, notifications like it would be on a Samsung phone. Up, apps, side to side, and you can do the scroll wheel. One thing I have to say about this scroll wheel, even if I got the Galaxy Watch Classic, I don't ever use it like this. It scrolls way too fast to go through anything, and it's just easier to do this. All right, there's my steps, there's the weather, and I like that it gives you a little summary, and then my music playback. Events, I have the calendar today. That was for days ago, but and then I have a calculator that opens down here, so if I'm ever at work, I can open up a calculator real quick and calculate stuff. So then that goes home. All right, comprehensive thoughts. Let's try to conclude this video here. Galaxy Watch 8 LTE. I'm going to attempt to clean this box off and then activate the new watch, which was a multiple day process last time, so I'm hoping it works a little bit better this time. Nothing to do with the watch, more to do with my stupid network problems. But all right, hope you enjoyed. We'll catch you in the next one. If there's anything after this, like a daytime shot, I'll let you know. If not, hope you enjoyed the color comparison and talk about Apple Watch versus Galaxy Watch and unboxing of this new titanium color. I may or may not put the white band on it. I don't know yet. The black actually looks kind of nice too. So cool. We'll see you in the next one. Peace.